Hey students, I'm back. Let's talk about Chapter 2. We're going to dive into some more detailed marketing strategy, positioning trees, product attributes, marketing mix, and promotional mix. So if you weren't able to open up the narrated PowerPoint, then you should be listening to this lecture and also have your Chapter 2 lecture. It's a PDF file pulled up, so you can split your screen on your computer, minimize the presentation so you've got half the screen with that and half of the screen with this video file, and you can scroll through the PDF Chapter 2 presentation while you listen to me talk. Does that make sense? I'll just make sure to tell you when we're advancing to the next slide. Alright, so let's advance to slide 2. So your key terms for Chapter 2, product attributes, positioning trees, marketing mix, and the promotional mix. Let's get into these. I'm trying to go fast so I don't load you up with a big, huge audio file. First up, product attributes. Product attributes are things that are important to us when we consider buying a product. So if it was a car, for example, like it shows here on the slide, what's important to you when you want to buy a car? For most of us, we would say it's things like how reliable is the car, what are the miles per gallon of the vehicle, what kind of performance features does it have, what's the safety of the car. And we could list other product attributes, but for each product that we buy, there are product attributes that are common things that are important to most consumers when considering buying that product. So that's product attributes. And as a marketer, when you're thinking about your business and your products, you want to know what are the product attributes that are most important to consumers when they're considering buying my product. Next slide. Item 2, positioning trees. So positioning trees will take those product attributes and put them in an XY axis. We call it a tree, but it's basically an XY axis. And on, say, the horizontal axis, you would have something like low miles per gallon. And over here, you would have high miles per gallon. So it's a spectrum from low to high. And on the horizontal axis, you could have something like reliability. And up here would be high reliability, and down here would be low reliability, and it's a spectrum. So what you have is this XY axis, and then you take all, not only your brand, but competing brands, and you map them out. It's a visual map in a way of kind of seeing how do we fare versus our competitors on all these different product attributes. And you can get an idea like, wow, this is where we seem to be strongest versus the competition. We're really good with reliability and safety. And then here's where we're weak versus the competition. And that helps you make decisions such as what attributes should we feature in our advertising, in our marketing materials, or do we need to make some changes to our products so that we can be more competitive in the marketplace if in fact we're not meeting the standard on certain important product attributes that are necessary for us to be competitive. So what I want you to do is look at that link at the bottom of this slide on the presentation part, and it shows you what some of these positioning trees look like. They're also called perceptual maps, but these are used in advertising. We use these a lot in my advertising agency days to just kind of get a visual feel and have the discussion about where do we fare, where does our brand fare versus competitors on these different purchase attributes, and what should we focus on, or do we need to change something? So it's a good tool for having these marketing discussions. Positioning trees. Next slide. The marketing mix. This is really what your textbook is all about, and what we'll spend the bulk of the course on is going into more detail on each of the 4 P's. The 4 P's are product, price, place, and promotion. So what that tells us is marketing is responsible for a heck of a lot more than just what we think marketing does, which is advertising and commercials and social media. Marketing has a lot larger responsibility than that. It's also responsible for developing products. It's responsible for setting the price of those products. It's responsible for determining the place, which is really the channel by which you sell your products. How are we going to sell it? Are we going to sell it in vending machines? Are we going to sell it in grocery stores? Are we going to have actual physical locations, retail on the ground? Are we going to sell it online? What's our place component? And then lastly, promotion. Promotion is what most people think about when they think of marketing, but it's just one of the subsets. So the marketing mix is all 4 of these: product, price, place, promotion, and that's what we'll be spending the bulk of the semester talking about. Next slide. This is slide 6. It gives you a little bit more detail on what we'll be covering on each of the 4 Ps. Under product, things like new product development and product management. I used to be a product manager. Pricing products, we have to know what the market will bear, what our competitors' prices. So we'll dive into some pricing strategies. Place, quite frankly, is usually dictated by your existing business model. So it's not common for businesses to all of a sudden start selling in a new way. And I'll explain that more when we get to that place chapter, because you run the risk of kind of upsetting your existing partners that you're selling through, what we call channel conflict. But sometimes people change. We've seen like CPK Pizza, California Pizza Kitchen, restaurants used to only be able to get their product, pizzas, in restaurants, and now you can obviously get them in the grocery aisle, so I'm sure they did some type of licensing deal. But they added another place, and that's not uncommon for popular food retail restaurants to start adding into different channels of distribution as well. But we'll talk about that more. That's one marketing tends to fiddle with the least. And then lastly, promotion. Promotion is what people think marketing does. It's just one of the things we do. And promotion includes advertising, PR, personal sales, and sales promotion. We're going to cover that in more detail in a few weeks when we get into the promotional section of the course. But what I want you to understand, this is important, is that the marketing mix and the promotional mix are not the same thing. The marketing mix is the 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion. The promotional mix is advertising, PR, personal sales, and sales promotion. Advertising, a named sponsor with purchased media and a produced ad or commercial. PR, public relations, getting positive news story for your business. Personal sales, salespeople, direct spoken communication between buyer and seller, cars, houses, expensive goods, or in the business channel. And then sales promotion, which is kind of everything else. Contests, sweepstakes, special events, trade shows, coupons, BOGOs, sampling, on down the line, kind of a carnival of other activities are under the sales promotion category, which is more designed to kind of generate trial or sampling of the product and get short-term sales right away. So just know this, the marketing mix and the promotional mix are not the same thing. There are some discussion board questions that ask you about that later in the course, and if you get them confused, you're not going to score well on those assignments. So note the marketing mix is more fundamental, overarching, the 4 Ps, and then the promotional mix is just one of the 4 Ps. Okay, I've talked that to death. Next slide. So all these product, price, place, promotion are focused on satisfying the target market, the target audience, your core customer. Next slide. So this is really the last slide I'm going to talk about. You'll see there's a lot more slides in this presentation deck. And what the rest of these slides are, which I encourage you to look at them, they are just visual examples of the different promotion mix elements. So I've given you examples of what personal sales looks like. I've given you examples of what PR looks like. A bunch of examples for all the different types of advertising, and there's many. And then same for sales promotion. So that's down the line stuff. We don't need to know all of that yet, but you'll see later in the syllabus that we'll start diving more into the promotional mix and integrated marketing campaigns in a few weeks. But look at those examples just so you can get an idea of what those are. All right, thanks for listening. Next slide. The rest of these slides, from 9 to 56, you can just scroll through these just so you can get a kind of visual example of what each of these are. There's a lot of terms in marketing, and you know, if you're working for Pepsi and you're talking to Kroger or some other grocery store chain, you're like, listen, we're looking to do an on-pack sales promotion. You need to know what an on-pack sales promotion is, right? Or we're looking to do a value-added promotion. You need to know what a value-added promotion is. So we're going to dive into that, but this kind of gives you visual examples of all of those different categories of promotion. It's a vast category. There's lots of different positions and jobs within the promotion category: ad agencies, promotional managers, sales promotion companies, public relations, PR firms, salespeople, the whole sales industry. So promotion is a very broad category, and there's lots of pieces that come underneath that. All right, I'm done talking. Thanks for listening.